How long have you owned this Jeep? When did you buy this?
Bought it brand new in '91, and I used it as my work vehicle. It was totally stock. It had like 195 15s on it, and no lift. It's a 5-speed manual with just the basic 272 transfer case. Had a 35 and a 30, and it was just a labor of love from there. So we took the 30 and got rid of it and got another 30 with 4 11s. Put a lunchbox up front, and then we put an 8.8 in the rear.
Okay.
And recently, because everybody's saying, oh, you're not low geared enough. So we're looking around for some options for it. Oh, that's my skid, by the way. It's 1/4 inch. Goes all the way underneath the gas tank. And it's all beefy. We've got the trailer hitch tied into the bumper.
Oh, yeah.
So I could literally drag a full-size Ford out of the mud.
It's got 33s, right? What gears?
4 11s, front and rear.
And then you got a grizzly locker in the rear.
Got a grizzly in the rear. And
Beadlocks on here.
got beadlocks on 33s. It's been lifted about 5 inches. It was just a budget lift. We cut some main leaves up, took the eyes off, put some extra leaves on there.
Yeah, that's really cool. Definitely. And then some shackles off the parts rig.
Yeah, it's just the whole thing is a budget.
We built these sliders ourselves.
Yeah, and they've been a godsend. You could see that pre-slider there was a bunch of body damage that I had. Wiped out all 4 doors on the gauntlet at Slick Rock there. But now, and I have my doors, but I put the tube doors on for this run.
These are for a late model, and we basically modified the latches right here. And the mounting was way different for the late model, so we just welded some little tabs and some bolts in here and just dropped them into the factory hinges. So these literally drop right in.
And they work great. I mean, it's really good to go. I have some poor man disconnects from my sway bar that I made, and anybody can do those. They're really kind of fun. If you haven't done these, take a hitch pin, put them on the bottom, and you take the stock sway bar and then you just put a wing nut up front.
Oh, cool.
And it works really good. So I tie it up with a bungee.
We actually did, I think those are ruffstuff mounts or maybe Synergy, but we raised this sway bar links up too to clear. It's got a ZJ tie rod over the knuckle with a go for it insert. So
and an upgraded track bar.
Got the upgraded track bar with the cross brace. It's a Rubicon 1600 with an FK Heim in it with the Rubicon 1660 track bar mount and cross brace setup. So it's pretty beefed up for what it is.
And we got a cross brace on the steering box.
Yeah.
And a brace behind the steering box. So the thing's pretty nice.
You got the full traction long arms, right?
Got the full 4-link long arm system. Thing works great. It articulates awesome. Got a little winch up front. It's just cheap Harbor Freight, but it works.
You made this winch bumper too. Tell us about that.
Yeah, started off with just this part of it.
Just the winch plate from Ruffstuff.
And then I had an old bumper that we just chopped and welded these wings onto it, so it gives a little protection.
These are the Circle S 1/4 inch bumper plates, and we just kind of cut the front down to kind of try to match with the winch plate. And so we probably have $100, $120 into the whole winch bumper. It's all 1/4 inch, except for these. And like he was saying, these were just off a random bumper that had lying around.
Yeah, got my off-road lights. They work really nice.
Yeah, little Amazon off-road lights.
Oh, it's a disco axle, so we took that extra little seal put on the inside, and it seems to work pretty good. And the latest edition, so we took a 300 with a 231 with a frog fab setup. So now we have dual cases, a 231 and 300.
See the, so we
And
got 3 sticks now.
3 sticks, and it gives me incredible.
Stay right there. Yeah, tell us about the.
So here's the 231 lever, and we had to do some modifications to cover this whole thing out because it does stick out quite a bit.
We clocked it like flat,
and
that's why we had to chop the floor up.
And then we've got the twin sticks for the 300.
Those are Atlas Universal twin sticks, and we bent these with a torch in a vise and got them to clear the seat, because you can see the clearance here is insanely. The clearance to the seat in his legs was impossible with them straight, so we had to bend them in multiple ways to kind of get them to clear. But they clear now, right?
Yeah, it's great. And then another thing we did,
Oh yeah, the cage.
picked up a cage from a rig that was a racing rig, and we basically just made an inside cage by cutting all these parts and sleeving it. We put little plates on the bottom, tied it into the sliders, and then welded the whole thing up. We've got 3 pillars going down. It's beefy.
It's better than nothing. It's not perfect, but it's a well-made cage.
And it's solid. This thing is incredible. It's got a halo inside with all these legs on it. It's got 3 legs on the halo up here, tied behind the seat. There's an X in the seat, behind the seat. The thing is really beefy. So we're safe. And we had to take all the headliner out and all that, but that's fine. I mean, it's well worth the trouble.
We had to replace all your floors, right?
Yeah. Oh yeah. Before we started doing the cage, we noticed that the floors were all rusted to hell. So got the patch panels, got them all riveted in it, and now it's good to go. Motor still runs. It's got 400,000 miles on it.
Original motor?
Original motor. Original transmission, it still runs fine. Everything else is different. Different drive shafts and all that. And
yeah, what are we running for drive shafts? What are you running for drive shafts?
I got a ZJ in the rear.
It's a Dub J in the rear.
Dub J in the rear.
Dub J in the rear, and then the front is like a ZJ front shaft. So it's a Dub J front in the rear and a ZJ front in the front.
Yeah.
With the doubler.
And we got the flange in the back to go to the 8.8. And so yeah, got a radio. It still works. Everything about this rig is just low budget build, but it crawls like crazy. Went over the water crossing at Boards, which is really technical now, with no problem. I think I had to back up once and hardly even spun the tires getting up that, and then the rock garden same way. So
what would you do differently, or what would you change now?
I'm still running stock shafts up front. I'm gonna go chromos this year up front. Keep the 30 for a while, and if it ever goes, then probably spend the money and put a 44 up front, and probably go up to 35s. And then but essentially now I'm done. I mean, I'm comfortable taking this anywhere, and it runs good. I redid all the cooling system, so it runs cool, even with the AC on. Oh, that's the other thing. Did the R12 to 134 conversion, and it blows cold air. Even with the tube doors, it takes the hot out of the vehicle pretty well. So, but yeah, it's been a fun little rig. And again, it started off stock and started doing all these things. The XJs are a great little rig to build. It's got the right wheelbase to it, so it seems to climb over stuff a lot of the smaller Wranglers and all that get stuck on, because it has a little bit longer length to it. And so the whole suspension is just kind of put together with these extra leaves and coils that we got here and there. So yeah, it's been a great rig. I'm totally thrilled with the doubler and all that. Shoot, there's not a place I wouldn't tackle in that. And good good toe point in the rear, toe points up front. Sliders are incredible. I've used them a lot. They're scraped and bent, but hey, saved a lot of my
crawl ratio. So you got the very good.
Yeah, it says 7.1 double low, and then I have the 2.6 in the single low.
And the 2.7.
And 2.72.
So you got multiple options.
Twin 6 are nice because I can put in 2 low and crawl over almost everything. So, a lot of fun stuff. And man, I don't think I would change a thing on this. It's pretty much done.
That's cool.
Starts up, goes, and
it's an XJ.
here's an XJ coming through. He's all set.
There's an XJ coming through right now. It's awesome.
Hey, how you doing?
Nice.
Nice rig. He's got long arms.
Yeah, he's got shackle drop boxes. And
Yep.
I don't like drop boxes personally, but
So boards crossing, yeah. Don't discount this. You know, with the new water, or the new way that the water crossing has changed, and with the rock gardens past that, it's a fun little trail. It's a good shakedown trail to take your rigs on.
this is probably the first real trail you brought the doubler on.
Mm-hmm.
Do you want to talk about that more? Because we did what about this trail, and tell us what you think about the or the double load, the doubler.
Yeah, I went up to Pierce and went on a couple places. I only used the double low once there. But on this trail, I went up the water crossing in double low and also front and back. And then on the rock garden, we went in double low for a little bit. I don't put in double low very often. You know, with the 30, I'm just kind of babying that. And but it makes a huge difference. I mean, there was, you know, a couple years ago, went over Slick Rock just with a 272 with a 231, and it was a little bit of a struggle. I had to bump it. With this thing, the other thing, I have a thumb throttle, which makes a huge difference. I mean, these things are, with a manual, I wouldn't even not have one, because I set it at 1,000 RPMs. It's enough to keep the motor going, and I don't even touch the gas. I just crawl, and and I like to do that. I don't like to power over. With a manual, it's kind of dangerous actually. So I set it. I just crawl. Tires seem to lock up really well, so I just pick my lines and it just goes, and it's pretty fun. It's a great little rig. And I'm part of Naxja, so I've been a member for quite a while. I don't know, everything works. You know, all the lights and everything still work after 400,000 miles, so it's been a fun little deal. Great rig. The only thing I'd probably change is maybe work on the exhaust a little bit. It's a little flexible. You can see that.
Oh yeah, it looks like it's hanging. I wonder if one of the mounts came off or something
Yeah, maybe.
in this trip. Because I did notice that yesterday. It was hanging a little low.
Oh, and I got a really beefy belly pan too.
Oh yeah.
That thing has been great. I rarely catch it. You know, it fits pretty high. So it sets up really well. It covers all the important parts.
Oh yeah, your hanger broke.
Oh, yeah.
Yep, it ripped through. There you go.
I'll fix that when I get home.
Yeah, I was like, it did seem lower than before the trip.
Yeah, it bounces a little bit. You can hear it hitting the belly pan.
But we just did what we could.
Yeah.
We tried to fix all that exhaust that one time, I remember.
Yeah, with cutting up the tranny tunnel so much, you want to have a good exhaust if you're doing a doubler, because there is a lot of holes in this thing that we put some tin on, and
Still need to patch it all. I mean, it's
Yeah,
patched, but we still need to like seam seal it, right?
yeah, you know, I just have this little cover on it because a boot really doesn't work on this thing, so because it really sticks out a lot with that little ear that comes off when you flip the 231.
Yeah, 'cause the 231's upside down now, and the 300 is upside down.
Yep.
The shifting on those has both been reversed. We have a Downeast off-road. You have a Downeast off-road doubler flip kit, shifter flip kit to top shift it.
I mean, if you went with an eco box, you probably wouldn't have to tear the tranny tunnel up as much, but this was a cheap and easy way to go. You know, the Frog Fab kit is what, $550?
I think it's like 500 or something.
Yeah, and it just comes with all the stuff. So we had, when we flipped everything, we did have to elongate a couple of the screw holes on the transmission so it would bolt up. So if you buy one of these kits and you decide, hey, this doesn't work, you have to elongate the holes so the tranny goes in there. And I think they did that so, you know, people wouldn't just flip a 231 and do something crazy. There's a video on this channel that goes over the install of the doubler, and it's helpful because it will.
We couldn't find much.
Yeah, there's not much on there, so
no one that we saw covered elongating the holes.
No. So go Blonde on 83 and you'll see the install, and please subscribe to the channel.
Oh, thanks.
And ask for, you know, do a thumbs up and tell your friends about it. It's really fun. This is, like I said, a labor of love. We've done so much on this rig. There's a lot of other fun little videos that he's got, you know, how to prepare for camping and all that. Just little things that really will help your adventure go a lot smoother. So, yeah, it's pretty fun.
Oh, yeah, I think that's good. Thanks, Bill. Thanks for
Yeah,
walking us through
thank
the rig.
you. Yeah, it's been
awesome.
great. Yeah, definitely. Well, go wheeling.
Oh, there you go. Nothing. Oh yeah, you got a big old, it's a big old diff hanger right there. That guy's grabbing rear diff all day long, or rear tube. Nice. I am still learning how wide, long, and low this is by feel. I'm used to driving the Cherokee by just seeing my lines. But yeah, that's a pretty good diff hanger right there.